Hello, welcome back. My name is Daniel Rock, and I'm here at the West End Elementary School in Rome, Georgia. And I'm with three ELA educators who have welcomed us into their school, and they're going to talk to us about how they've been teaching the Common Core standards this school year. If you could just introduce yourselves, please.
I'm Cassie Parson. I'm the literacy coach here at West End, and I'm also the system level literacy coordinator.
I'm Amber Benefield. I'm a 5th grade literacy teacher at West End.
My name is Tiffany Abbott-Fuller, and I'm also a 5th grade literacy teacher.
So, Cassie, can you tell us about how is the ELA block structured here at this school?
The ELA block is structured starting in kindergarten. We use the workshop model, and that is where students spend an hour of time and they have a section of time, maybe 10 or 15 minutes, where they have an opening lesson, a work time for say 20 to 30 minutes, and then a closing for 10 to 15 minutes.
And they do that in their reading block
Yes.
and in their writing block?
Yes.
And then where does foundational skills fit in?
In the skill time, the 30-minute skill time, kindergarten through 2nd grade, we have a phonics time. We use Imagine It Phonics in kindergarten through 2nd grade. And then as the students get older, they have the skill time of 30 minutes within the literacy block.
Okay. Amber, moving into this school year, how did you see what you've been doing in the past compared to what you were learning about Common Core?
The main difference I've seen in the writing and reading is more nonfiction text-based and looking more closely into the text and forming an opinion, gathering that text-based evidence, and then applying it to the writing.
Okay. Tiffany, when you started this school, not this school year, but this unit we're going to talk about today, what did you want them to be able to do? What were some of your goals regarding the outcomes?
Ultimately, we wanted the students to read a primary source document that was related to the social studies standards, to closely analyze a very complex text, and then to produce an opinion piece of writing that showed their comprehension, understanding of that text.
So you chose for them to read Abraham Lincoln's speech, the last speech he gave in 1865, a few days before he was assassinated, about Reconstruction. Why did you choose that text?
That text was chosen because the 5th grade social studies standards focus clearly on Reconstruction after the Civil War. And so we wanted them to have an understanding to prepare them for what they were learning in their content class, as well as using that in our classroom.
So you made an active choice to integrate the social studies and the English. That's something you do a lot here?
Yes.
Can you, Amber, do me a favor. Can you read the task that the students had to do for the end? And sort of if you could just talk, and any one of you, talk about why you chose this task and what were the important elements of that.
What is President Abraham Lincoln's vision for the United States after the Civil War? Have we achieved that vision in our country today? Analyze Lincoln's Reconstruction speech to determine the main idea and key details. Which quotes best support Lincoln's vision? And
before you explain about that, all of the documents we read and look at today are posted on this Prezi. So they'll be fully accessible, and you can download them from georgiastandards.org. So, tell me about what in that was important. Where are sort of your goals embedded in this document? Anybody can tell me.
Well, the first standard for Common Core really gets at what is this text saying, and what are the, what is the main idea, and what are the key details of this text? What is this text really saying what's about? And so that was a big focus throughout the whole unit. Another big thing with Common Core is writing to sources and using primary source documents. So we really wanted to incorporate that and write about the speech, writing to that source, and that was a primary source document. And then being able to use evidence from the text to support your thesis statement of, what is, the kids come up with a thesis of what was Lincoln's vision and their opinion, and they had to support that with evidence from the text.
Was there anything different in this task from what you have been doing before this year, or what you might have done before the Common Core standards came?
the main difference was the complexity of the text itself, was giving the students a primary source document, something that actually happened in history, and have them read something that generally is beyond their level, but have it be approachable to them to answer such questions.
Okay, so really some of the skills and the work that they were doing, they've been doing for years here, and you've been doing for years with GPS. The big change and the big challenge for you and the kids was what you just said, the complexity of this text. And we're talking about a 250-year-old speech. So I guess the question that we'll ask next is, how did you do it? Okay, so we'll look at that in our next clip.